Okay, so for the overlay mosaic version of my celebration pattern, I wanted to use some horizontal lines, but I needed them to sort of show up better than they normally would. Usually with a horizontal line like this, when you're doing overlay mosaic, it kind of sort of hides a bit. If you can see here, sort of hides a bit. It's like set back because your trebles go over the top of it. So what I wanted to do was come up with something that actually made these horizontal lines really pop out. So it's nice and simple to do, but to do that I've just had to introduce a couple of new stitches. So what we are doing, and I don't know if you can see on here, I've already done the first repeat of the second row of glasses here. You probably just noticed these stitches are a little bit taller than the others. So what we're going to do, wherever we're going to have a horizontal line like this, we're actually, instead of doing back loop double crochets all the way along, we're just going to do some back loop half trebles just in those spots. So you can see this blue bit here is going to end up being the bottom of our glass. Okay, so to do that I've already done the first repeat here, so I'll just go and do another repeat. So we have 6 back loop double crochets, so that's as normal for overlay mosaic. 3, 4, 5, 6, and now what we're going to do, right where we want this sort of base of the glass to go, we're now just going to do a little run of 11 half trebles. Okay, still into the back loops, but we're just adding that yarn over before we make the stitch. Okay, so 2, 3, 10, 11. Then I'll just end this repeat with the 6 back loop double crochets, 7 rather. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's now taken me to the end of my swatch. So we're ending it as usual with a chain and then a double crochet under both loops, and we're going to fasten that off. Oh, we are going to fasten that off. So if I now, whoops, pick up my scissors, there we go. So we've done the sort of preparation there. So now when we switch to our background colour, we are going to be, I'll just turn over to explain what we're going to do. We'll still be working from the front, but if you look, if I now fold it down, you can hopefully see where we add those half trebles. We've basically got a nice clear, what I'd call third loop. Okay, so we're going to work into there, which will then, hope you can see, push both the two main, the top loops forward a bit to make it a little bit more obvious. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we start as always with our slip knot on a hook and a standing double crochet there under both loops at the end for edge stitch, and then if you're doing the way I start my border, I'll have a chain, and then all these chains down the edge there we're going to be using to pick up the border. It's a separate video to show you how to do that. Okay, so we then start with 1 back loop double crochet, and then our repeat starts with 6 front loop trebles. Okay, so perfectly standard, where we're using treble 2 rows down to cover up some of those back loop double crochets. Okay, so 5, 6. Now we have got to where we had our run of half trebles on the previous row. So we're not going to be working into this back loop as we would if that was on normal back loop double crochets. As I pointed out before, we're now going to just tip this forward. Okay, so this is the stitch we're going to be wanting to work into, and if you can see, we have got our sort of third loop there. So we're going to be working our double crochet into there. Okay, And so what that does is then push our top loops forward so they stand out more. Okay, so we've got 11 into the back loop, the third loop there. Okay, so 1, that's 2, 3, you see what's happening? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there we have got that nice little run of those top loops, really pop them forward for us. So now we end that repeat with 6, oh excuse me, some more yarn, 6 front loop trebles, 2 rows down again. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and mustn't forget the final stitch of the repeat is the normal back loop double crochet. Okay, so that's how we do this bit. I have just got another little stitch that I want to show you, so I'm going to complete this row and then I'll come back and I will show you the next bit. Okay, so I've now just got through to sort of the middle of the base of my glass here, and what we want to do, we're now going to just work like the bottom of the stem. So rather than doing an ordinary front loop treble as you normally would, as we were doing here, which would be into this front loop, as we've actually got an extra spare back loop, it's going to look neater if we just actually work these trebles into the back loop there. You see what I mean? So because we have got both of those top loops on display, we're actually just going to use the back loop there for those 3. So that's the other stitch I wanted to show you. You see, so that just still leaves us our nicely neat line underneath. Take that out and just show you a bit more up close. Okay, so I've just come back quickly. I just wanted to show you that you don't need to use half trebles to actually make those top loops or come forward. They will work if you've used like double crochets and trebles, although they don't have that really obvious third loop. If I just turn over, you can see I've just done standard back loop double crochets to start with. You see there is actually an additional loop on the back of these stitches, so you can still work into those if you want. So it's just a case of, as I said, rather than now working into this back loop of this treble, you can actually just pick up this third loop behind and work your double crochet in there. And it's the same with the double crochet, so they've all got this loop, it's just not quite as obvious as with the half trebles. So if I now carry on, do a few more of those, a little bit fiddlier than you working into the back loop, but there we are. You can see it does still bring it forward, so hopefully you can see the difference there between standard back loop double crochets and if you work in to that third loop. So once more, it is just this extra loop here. Okay, oh yeah, and apologies for using my little swatch from Adventures in Overlay Mosaic. I couldn't find, been doing some renovation work at home, and I couldn't actually find my original swatch that I used for the rest of the video. But there we go, hopefully that just explains that for you.